After weeks, after days, quite frankly, after months of people, subscribers, viewers, dictators, haters, trolls, skeptics asking, Sean, when are you going to do pay-per-view reviews? When is it going to return? Well, slowly but surely, I've been bringing versions of them back by doing commentaries and live reactions. But now they want the reviews. They want the full intense. They want the whole detail. They want my expert analysis of what goes on and what transpires on a night at WarGames where we experienced antics and violence and championships and women and controversies and conflict. Battered and bruised bodies along the way at WarGames. Share and subscribe and tell it your way. Sean's view entertainment will be brash and brazen. I will not be overtaken. Keep it prolific, consistent, and dedicated. Now, before we get in-depth and thorough into this WarGames review, and if this video gets enough views, comments, share it on Facebook and Twitter, and if enough people subscribe and smash that bell and turn on all notifications for this channel and refresh my channel multiple times a day, every single day, morning, noon, and night, because I am going to be the every night delight. Viewers and subscribers, WarGames. Now, I told you before, and if you watch all my videos, you'll see in one of my videos, I said the WarGames card, it was okay. You know, it wasn't like wow or extreme. But I'll tell you what, although the card was so-so, and although I said Survivor Series, the card looked better than NXT, and usually it's the other way around. Usually the NXT pay-per-view looks better than the WWE pay-per-view. But this time around, Survivor Series looked better. But let me tell you something. The matches that we witnessed, the aura, the significance, the violence, the aggressiveness, the overbearing, the overwhelming, the dominance, the destruction, the cage. This actually was a lot better. It exceeded my expectations tonight at WarGames. It really did. And I was intrigued, and I'll be honest, I'll be the first to say, I'm doing these reviews because a lot of my viewers and a lot of my subscribers have asked for them. And if this video, once again, gets enough views and comments and likes and shared enough on Facebook and Twitter, I'll continue to do these because, I don't like talking to a wall where the wall don't talk back or paint dry. But the first match, all right, and once again, like I said, I did not have high hopes going into this. I know we had WarGames, the two rings, the two steel cages. I get that and I understand that, but the motives behind it and the actions and the reactions that I witnessed and that I felt was just, it was great. I mean, the sense of urgency for this event, the sense of the will and the fire, the desire to win tonight was overwhelming. It started off with Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. Now, once again, I don't watch NXT week to week to week, okay? But once again, maybe, we'll start the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the pay-per-view reviews. Maybe we'll do that. But it started off in a great way, and I liked the match placements. I liked the predicaments. I liked the intangibles of what went on. I liked the booking. I liked the story. I liked the intrigue. I liked the false finishes. A lot of these matches offered something different, something unique, a contrast of styles. And can I just say before I dive into these matches and give my views and opinions and rate the matches out of 5 stars, a little Dave Meltzer action over here. Can we really, we're going to give it the brash rating, okay? We're not going to give it a match rating. We're going to give it a brash rating because it's going to be the brash way and we're going to go all the way, okay? So, first of all, can we just talk about Velveteen, the dream of Velveteen Dream, okay? Let me tell you something. When I see the Dream guy, that Velveteen Dream, right, what I think about and what he reminds me of, and like I said, you're going to get a different perspective of me. Well, maybe you're going to get a little bit of my live reactions because I'm watching these live. I'm still watching the WarGames match as this goes on. I'm still paying attention to the WarGames match. But can we just talk about Velveteen Dream? Reminds me of Shawn Michaels. He reminds me of a Val Venus, and quite frankly, he reminds me of a Rick Rude, 3 altogether, and what a great match that was. But I had to get that out of the way, because I got my notes, I'm previewing them, I'm going over them. And the first match, though, with Ohno versus Lars Sullivan, hard-hitting, destructive, decimating, dominating. It was an epic start to what was a great event. Like I said, it far exceeded my expectations, because going in, I was kind of like right here. I was right here, and then when I was done watching this, I was elevated. It was almost as if you were elevated from an NXT straight to Monday Night Raw. But then, you know how some guys go to Raw and then their stock plummets and then it goes down. It goes downtown to Chinatown. It takes a swerve. But this didn't take me on a swerve. I didn't become a Bray Wyatt. I didn't get regulated to curtain jerker or released or future endeavor. But no, this was a good event, and this was a great match. I mean, you want to talk about the hits. You want to talk about the shots. You want to talk about the riveting. You want to talk about hearing the shot. You want to talk about seeing the shot. I mean, Sullivan took the best shots that Ono could, and Ono is no pushover. But in this contest, Lars Sullivan proved to be too strong, too dominant, and too forceful. But Ono has nothing to be ashamed of because it was all fair game as Lars Sullivan took his best hits. He took the best shots. I mean, you could hear it echo throughout the arena. Houston had a problem, but it was for Ono. Lars Sullivan gets the victory in a match that I rated the brash rating, not a match rating, but a brash rating here on the brash way, okay? Because we take it all the way. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. And then the next match, and we've already talked about Aleister Black and, another impressive talent. I mean, that guy, once again, I got to start getting into these reviews again. And people are like, Sean, you give us the news, the rumors, and the headlines, but do you actually watch the content? Do you watch WWE? Yes, I watch WWE, but I'll be honest, because I call a spade a spade. I don't lie. I tell it as it is. My reviews in the last year, when I did do reviews before this, when I first started on YouTube, my pay-per-view reviews did all-time high numbers. On this channel, for my channel, it did big numbers, and then it kind of plummeted. It went down, and then YouTube got lost, and then YouTube made so many changes and so many transactions and so many phases, and it just, my channel got lost in the shuffle for a long time. So hopefully this picks things back up. But this match was all about mind games. It was about one-upping the other. It was a great, when I talked about earlier in the video about how stories were told tonight, this was one of those intriguing stories that not only was the moves great, not only was it masterfully done, not only was it massively choreographed, just the back and forth action and the melee that it ensued, and just it was a classic. I mean, it was one of the matches of the night. Almost every match presented something different that would make it a match of the night. When I look at a pay-per-view and I go by ratings and I go by numbers and I go by how I would rate it, I look at, the story. I look at the intrigue. I look at different spots. I look at different moments. I look at different stances. I look at the booking. I look at a lot of things. I dissect the match. Not only do I get excited, did I get excited by it? Was I compelled by it? What drew me into the match? What took me into the match? Did I feel like I was there? Put yourself in the shoes. Right. So, after a hell of a match that could have, quite frankly, went either way at either time, and please share my videos on Facebook and Twitter. Smash that bell. A match that could have went either way at either time, but Aleister Black ends up getting the victory, but a memorable encounter. And another thing I think about when watching these matches and reviewing matches, what I think to myself? I think to myself, and this is the main thing, to tell you the truth. I counter a lot of things, but the main thing, the main one, viewers and subscribers, all right? Whoa, wait a minute. The WarGames match is going on, and, there's enough steel, there's enough ring, there's enough structure, but yet they're bringing in tables, they're bringing in trash cans. Sanity's going insane tonight. But the one thing I question, the one thing I say is, will I or would I watch this match again tomorrow, next week, next year, or in 5 years? And if I say yes, well, then obviously the match is probably going to get 4 out of 5 stars or 5 out of 5 stars, or it was match of the night. So that's another question I ask. Is this a match I could see again over and over again? Is it a match that I could replay? Aleister Black gets the victory, so yes, I could see this match on replay. The first match I could also see on replay. It would be the brash way. That second match, 4.5 out of 5 stars. The third match, okay, and here was another incredible match that was off the charts. It was off the edge. It was intense. It was in your face. It was gravitating. It was intriguing. The NXT Women's Title match, but I do have a complaint. I don't have a complaint with the winner. I don't have a complaint with the result. I wish the match could have went a little bit long. Excuse me. My bad. Little burp there. It happens. We're live. I don't hit record, rewind, fast forward. I don't do that. The Brash Show Entertainment doesn't do that. Editing, that's trepidating. No. I do it my way. So, my way is the NXT Women's Title match. Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross. They all put it all on the line, but I wish the match could have went a little bit longer. I know some time restraints. I know the WarGames match had to, be the one that, had the most intrigue and the most put into it and the most motion and the most motives. Because WarGames, historic match. So barbaric, so violent, so volatile. It hasn't been seen or done in over 20 years. The match hasn't been in 20 years. That's how volatile the main event was. And I loved the main event. I'll tell you that, the main event. It's very hard to pick one match that was my favorite because they all presented, like I said, something good, something noteworthy, something that left you on the edge of your seat, something that wanted to take you on that ride and give you more and more of what you've asked for. But we created and we saw another new champion. We saw more than one champion crowned today. A new champion. Drew McIntyre lost the NXT title. I still can't get over that one. I don't understand that one. I'm a Drew McIntyre fan, so I don't know if that means he's going back to the main roster. I don't know. But what I do know is that fatal four-way match, we have a new NXT Women's Champion. Ember Moon won that match. And like I said, this match took you on match was pretty good. It was good. But it could have went longer, but once again, I understand WarGames had to have that specialty and it had to have that more time, and that's cool. That's fine. We have a new champion. We have a new women's champion, and we have a new NXT champion. So what is the fate? What is the future of Drew McIntyre? Is he going to get a rematch? I mean, the mere fact, ladies and gentlemen, that we crowned two new champions in a row, viewers. That's even more significant. That's more true and telling and motivating to what happened tonight at WarGames, which was once a NWA WCW tradition. And then, ladies and gentlemen, to run down and talk about the NXT Championship match. Drew McIntyre, one-on-one with Andrade Almas. Andrade. Yo, bro, you did it. You climbed the top of the mountain. You're at the top of the radar. You're at the top of the food chain. But how long can you maintain? That's my question, Mr. Andrade. My bad if I got the pronunciation. Like I said, I know some of the guys. I don't know all the guys. Like, if you run down the WWE roster from the 80s to now, I can tell you everyone's stats, their wins, their losses, their championships, their pay-per-view victories. I can tell you all that. But once again, I haven't watched NXT. When the likes of a Samoa Joe and a Finn Balor and the Four Horsewomen and, when all those guys and girls left the company, the NXT brand, and moved over to the main roster, I kind of lost a little traction. Once again, I kind of went away from the pay-per-view reviews. So there's some guys, there's some girls on this roster on NXT that are a little new to me. So, get me a little custom. It's going to take me a little bit, okay? But I was still shocked because I thought Drew McIntyre was going to go on a longer run, a steadier run, a more consistent run, and the match was good. Another good match. I can't come on here and tell you, oh, well, this match was boring, or I took a pee break, or I read the newspaper, or I was texting, or I was sexting. I can't say any of that because, quite frankly, every match presented something that was, just unimaginable. I mean, some of the things that we saw, some of the plays, some of the move sets, some of the predicaments, the backlash, the ruthlessness of tonight at WarGames, and then we have a new champion, two new champions, okay, in two matches back to back. All right, that's history making right there. And then the WarGames match. It looked like a demolition derby. It's like, when you're on the highways and the byways, you're on the streets, you're on the roads, you're on the territories, and you see a crash. And, as horrible as you feel, it's just you can't take your eyes off of it. And that's what this WarGames was all about. 3 teams with ample time and with the attitude and with the longitude and the battle-tested, the battle-willed, with all these competitors over 6. Can you imagine the humanity in this match? Can you imagine the bodies? Can you imagine the bedlam? Can you imagine? There's a referee in the middle of 2 cages and 2 rings. And that's what this WarGames match presented. It was triple threat takeover. And this match went to the volatileness of extreme. It went to insanity. And I'll tell you what, these 3 guys pulled off some great match. And you know what? When I saw the 2 cages, and it brought me back to the 80s and the 90s and, back to an era. And once again, the cages aren't as... Let's just say that we know it's the WWE had to change it up. They couldn't do it exactly like WCW or NWA did it. And hey, we had Samoa Joe in the crowd. We had Finn Balor in the crowd. We had some NXT alumni in the crowd. It was cool. But what this triple threat match presented was just impactful. And I can't go on record saying, oh, it was better than WCW, it was better than NWA. The WWE, added something different, a new dynamic to this contest because there's no roof to the top of the cage. And, it is different. And it's not a WCW style cage. It's the WWE's version of the cage. But, I got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, for what there was a couple of botches. There was a couple of missteps. And once again, these guys are getting adapted. These guys have never been accustomed to war games. They've never been in this style of match. They've never seen this type of aggression. They've never seen this kind of violence. They've never seen this kind of trepidation. They've never seen this kind of wherewithal to do whatever it takes, at the end of your hour, at the end of the chain. Come too close and you're going to be refrained from entering the ring of rage at WWE WarGames. And then, speaking about that, a chain was presented into this triple. Remember this, not one team, not two teams, 3 teams who went to war to settle a score. And I'll tell you what, once the chains and the whips and oh my God, and then the chain would get wrapped around. And this was, it's funny that one of the team's members and one of the team's names is Sanity, because I'm going Insanity. I mean, this is insane. I mean, he was wrapped up with the chain. I mean, he was wrapped up. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I mean, as if, they didn't have anywhere to go before. I mean, they could have tried to escape the cage, but if you do that, your team automatically forfeits. And, I mean, this match was just hellacious for all the right reasons. And, I mean, when you go to an event called War Games, how could it be anything but hellacious? And viewers and subscribers, I've never seen a chain used to this effect before. And then we would see an elbow drop from literally out of nowhere into a cover and a pinfall victory as you're getting a little bit live reaction. Oh, my God, what a maneuver that was. What a moonsault in this War Games matchup. 3 teams who are willing to do whatever it takes to put that sacrifice on the line, putting their body on the line, giving you something to remember, something to, remember them by. I mean, something memorable. I mean, the X factor in this, the V for violence is very true, and the struggle is very real in this main event for War Games. Oh my God, wow. Like I said, when you go back and watch this event, I mean, from what I'm seeing and what I felt and what I took in, it was from within. I mean, every match, I could, okay, listen. Not only do I say, well, was this a match I'd watch again? I'd watch this whole event over again. And once again, going into this War Games match and, the predicaments and the storylines, like I said, I can't really tell you about the storylines because I know that WWE did their little video packages before the matches, and that was cool, and I liked that. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was a nice touch. So, because a guy like me who doesn't watch NXT regularly, because I'm just a dedicated Raw and SmackDown viewer, I watch Raw and SmackDown every week. I don't just do the... little botch. Whoa, my new microphone that I just got, my old microphone broke. I just almost broke this one. The forcefulness of this event, the vengefulness of this event, that would have been horrible. Now, that would have been insane. That would have been insanity had this microphone just broke that I just got. But viewers and subscribers, War Games, all in all, to rate it from, and we even had blood. That's how this War Games match, the main event, there was blood, viewers and subscribers. The blood was real. And how could you expect there not to be blood in a match of this nature with as much meaning and significance behind it and wanting to, reach an all-time high? And pretty much this War Games main event, it maximized the performance and the potential of all 3 teams. That's what I got from it. And I'll be honest, I'll be true. I don't know. I've seen all 3 teams, but I don't really know all the names. I know we got some guy from TNA in there. I know we got a veteran in there. I know we got, Ellering on the outside as the manager. I like that. That's a nice touch. I like that. But to rate War Games, like I said, I could go back and watch this whole event. Okay, there's some matches I could just say, I could watch 1 or 2 matches. I could watch them back from the event. But when I can say I can run down a whole event and watch the whole event over again, really strikes meaning to me, especially going in. My expectations, I was like, it's going to be all right. I mean, I have nothing else to do on tonight, so might as well watch the show. And what I watched was just masterful. It was just a work of violent art. It was. I guess it was in YWC's wet dream. It wasn't a nightmare. Although the guys in the ring at War Games, it probably was a nightmare, especially from everything I watched and seen and took in. But to give War Games a rating, I got to definitely say from 10 stars, okay, because I rate this, I rate each match out of 5 stars, but the event as a whole, when from finish to start to finish, from, the middle, the end, and everything in between, the booking, the strategy, the winners, the losers, the champions, the challengers, the decisions, whatever it may be, I look at a lot of different things. Just like when I rate matches, I look at a lot of different things. And I rate the event out of 10 stars. I use a different rating, and it's the brash rating. It's not the pay-per-view rating. It's the brash rating, okay? Give the show And the WarGames match, I'll give 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. You know, like I said, it wasn't the most memorable, but for what it was good. It was watchable. It's once again it's a match I could go back and watch again. But then again, I could review the whole event. But so yeah, to give NXT Takeover, Houston, we have a problem. Well, Houston, we have a WarGames, and it definitely was a war. I gotta say, viewers and subscribers, I gotta say, out of 10 stars, I'd say 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Because if you notice, I didn't give any match a 5 out of 5 star rating. But when I go back, if I, most of these matches were 4 out of 5 stars, at least, at the most, at the max. Do I give any 5 out of 5? I think I'd have to give that Aleister Black, that second match against the Dream, the Velveteen Dream. I think that match I could give a bump up and say that was 5 out of 5 stars. Thinking about it, oh my God, and what a memorable spot we saw in that WarGames match with the double suplex. I mean, it was just, the cameras were a little bit off in the match too. That, like I said, I pick apart things. There's certain predicaments, that the camera wasn't in the right way. Some things we lost, some things we were missed. So that's why, the WarGames match, it was, like I said. Anyways, Triple H said that the reason, here's another angle of it. Okay, we're going to get another angle of it here. A replay. Oh, okay, a little bit better that way. Oh my God, I almost broke his neck. But, no. 7.5 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch, and definitely an extravaganza, a pay-per-view, a network special that I would go back and I'd watch again. I really would. So from the bottom of my heart, I hope this video gets enough views, comments. I hope I was detailed. I hope I was, a little bit experimental here, seeing where it goes, seeing what people like, seeing what people don't like. I give you the results. I give you the feedback. I give you the winners. I give you the losers. I give you the main event. I give you the first match. I give you the middle match. I give you the new champions. Like I said, 2 new champions were elated and cited and just at the top of the game tonight. So, hey, NXT, Survivor Series now, they got to come up real big in matchmaking and development and progress and wins. And it's the battle for supremacy, Raw versus SmackDown at the Survivor Series tomorrow on the WWE Network. This has been Sean's Entertainment. Share, subscribe, comment, leave your comments, your opinions. More to come. Sean's Entertainment will always overcome. Stay tuned.